and they don't like you at all. They're coming out to you
Yep.
and they're like, okay, what
Hmm.
car do you want? And like
Right.
we don't want to be a religious salesman. Okay,
Right.
what salvation do you want? It's more like you want
Hmm.
to have that relationship with them as a friend because that's what Jesus did. So yeah,
Hmm.
cultivation is awesome. And then use technology as one of those tools of cultivation. And then follow up, which is critical, right?
Hmm.
Critical. They'll know how many
Right.
salesmen have followed up with you. Like in a car dealership. Maybe they did, maybe they didn't. But like if they followed up, it's like, "Hello, insert name. Glad
Yeah.
you came
Right.
to the thing." So
Yep.
you got to
Yeah.
follow up. You got to follow
Yeah.
up because if you care about, I mean, when's the last time you called someone you loved? If you just call them
Right.
once and never call them again, I mean, that's not a
Yeah. It's
relationship.
not a. Yeah.
That's
Exactly.
it.
Yeah.
So those are the
Hmm.
three things you mentioned today, which are awesome. Now, let's hear the end of that story, and then maybe another story if you got one.
Sure. So like I said, opening that door in that relationship. It's so interesting when you're helping somebody with other, sometimes personal matters. They open up to everything with you. So I built trust with them, and then over really just a short period of time, eventually he wanted to have an actual Bible study. And here's the unique thing: because we had all those spiritual conversations beforehand, I really didn't have to spend, you know, several Bible studies for him to get it. It was just one. It was just one. Because all
Yeah.
he really needed at that time was just to know, okay, what do I do to begin my relationship with Jesus? And
Right.
so all I had to do was just take him to the book of Acts, Acts chapter 2, have him read that chapter, and ultimately he figured it out. Oh, I got to be baptized. So what, and so he asked pretty much like the Ethiopian eunuch, like, what do I do now? So I explained it to him, or he was able to explain. I didn't even have to really explain it to him. He got it, right. And that very day, the other minister, Jovan, we met up at the church building, and we baptized him that very day. And sure, it's been rocky, because he has a lot of just bombarded by the world and the
Hmm.
things that go on. But the point is, I mean, I'm still developing that relationship with him, still developing, But the fact is, he obeyed the gospel because I spent time with him,
Right.
not because I said the right things or gave the right verbiage. He generally saw the love of Jesus in the relationship that we had, and he still sees that even through the challenges. So
Right.
that's awesome. The other story that I have is not they got in the water story, but another point of making that you need to develop relationships. There's another client of mine. Um, she had some really horrible things that have recently happened to her and her son. And um, again, this is another client of mine that I help with personal finance, and I wasn't trying to like necessarily go out of my way to plant the seed in her, but over the conversations, she started opening up to me. She even said at one point, "Man, you're a total stranger. I don't know how I'm opening up and I'm even crying to you and stuff like that. Like, how is this happening?" And in my mind, I'm thinking like, this is a God thing. This is a God thing. She's
Right.
opening up. And so because of that, she opened up to me later on about a very serious matter that happened in her life. And I told her that, I'm here for you if you ever have any questions, if you ever want to sit down. And she's taken me up on that offer a few times. So it's still developing, and I'm hoping that leads to another disciple of Jesus. But because I built that relationship, because she trusts me, she's willing to open up to me. That may lead to something, and I can only give praise and honor to God. So I'm hoping for more interactions like that
Right.
as I continue to build relationships with people. So
Isn't that great? And you get to see God working right in front of you. A lot of
yeah,
times.
you
That's awesome.
do, you do. But make sure you follow up with people. Make sure
Yeah,
you follow up with
that's
people.
that's right. And I'm sure that God follows up, but it would be better if we follow up with the person
Yeah, right.
ourselves.
Let him utilize us to follow up with
Yeah,
people.
that's right.
Yes.
That's right. So we got some strategies here and some stories, and I like that they're workplace stories or business stories because that's the real world, man. A lot of people are working, a lot of
Mhm.
people are out there, and they need to have examples of people who are doing it in the workplace, not
Yeah.
on the street, maybe not in church, but just somewhere, where they're Monday through Friday.
Yeah.
So
Exactly. Yeah.
so that's good. So what's a call to action if you're going to talk to the audience listening? They've got some strategies from you. Let's send them out with your words of encouragement and like motivation. So what do you got for everybody for your call to action?
My call to action is just simply go and meet somebody at your workplace. You don't have to be weird. You don't have to say or ask them anything crazy. All you got to do is just befriend them. That's it. And it doesn't matter what their background may be. It doesn't matter if they struggle with sin, because guess what? They're in the world. They're going to struggle with sin, right? Just meet them. Just say hi. Just start developing that relationship with people. And you're going to be very surprised and amazed, I guarantee you, of what you'll find out, what they'll be willing to open up to you about. And you'll be surprised that eventually, if you ask permission, you may be able to start planting some nuggets of truth to them that can help them with their day-to-day life. And they'll be amazed as well as you, really how God really does help us through our day-to-day lives.
That's right. So instead of scaring them with hell,
Right.
we should add an O to it and turn it into
Right.
hello.
Yes.
Not hell,
Yes.
hello. And then
Right.
with
Hello.
hello, you
Right.
can get to that.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
Awesome.
Right.
Well, thanks, Brandon, for being on the show, man. I really appreciate it. And these words of wisdom, you've learned from God and reading and stuff. It's been great. So that hopefully the people listening will be able to take this. I mean, today, literally, if they're listening at work, they could just look around and be like, I've never said hello to so and so.
Yeah.
It's just going to
Right.
say hello.
Yeah.
That's all you got to say. Hello. Hey, how you doing? That's it.
Right. Don't just go to work because you get a paycheck. Go because God has placed you there to build relationships with these people.
Amen.
You've been listening to Be Brave. The world right now is a crazy place, and sharing the love of God is the most important thing we can do right now. We hope you've enjoyed the show. Make sure to like, rate, and review. And we'll be back soon. But in the meantime, hit up gobebrave.org. Remember, the love of God is the most powerful force in the universe. Learn how to love like Jesus. See you next time.